First, let's talk about the most important thing, it's Dog Blood, as an angsty melodramatic story featuring scum and immature characters. So, you all probably know this drama features toxic relationship, misunderstanding and other dramatic tropes from the tag, summary, or trailer etc. Unlike many dramas, it's not lying to you about what it is. You are totally allowed to hate certain characters and bash them. There's no rule that you must love the characters to enjoy the drama. But rating it low just because of it is not fair. Rating low because of the writing, pacing etc. is valid. It's like rating a erotica low because it has too many NC scenes versus rating an erotica low for having badly written NC scenes. Enough rambling, let's get to the main point. My Stand-In is this year's one of the most talked about drama yet. It was adapted from a popular Danmei novel called Professional Body Double by Shui Qian-chen. It's one of her 188 novels. Fan translations link of the novel in the description if you want to read. The drama had a decent start. It followed the novel for about 85% of the time but toned it down a lot. Ming's character is way worse in the novel. And some settings were adjusted because it's originally set in China. And some other minor changes, like Sol's character originally went to the USA, not Korea. All of these are totally fine. My main complaint is about the pacing and waste of opportunities. We're trying to fit 124 chapters in 12 episodes here. So there was no need for such long shots of climbing or walking. It wasted the time to add more scenes that could have made the drama way better. The pacing was good for the first half, then it suddenly started running. Episode 11 was a drama overload, even for Dog Blood. Also, a really hated character didn't get his due, which understandably made us mad. Because in Dog Blood, characters like them always get face slapping, as in get their karma. I also feel like they should have used Winner's face more as to make Joe being a new Joe more believable. Or maybe switch it up and made Winner old Joe and Pum the new one. Other than that, random hint of two-side couple in the last episode was welcome, I don't mind. The ending was good enough compared to most Thai drama endings. Overall, it's better than many clone dramas out there, but could have been better. Now, don't say what more do you want, you guys are never satisfied, don't watch if you don't like, etc. No, we have to criticize so they can get even better in the future. Now about the characters. Joe, our main character, is a hopeless love brain. Even after all this, he really loves Ming. Him and Ming only had a bed-friend relationship, but he hoped for more. Ming agreeing to let him pursue Ming also didn't help. As the older person in this relationship, who also has past experiences, he really wasn't mature. Many people aren't mature when it comes to love. He then gets a wake-up call when a drunk Ming calls him by Tong's name. He still wasn't able to be too harsh on Ming even though he knew Ming was using him as a substitute. After he wakes up in another Joe's body, he decides to avoid Ming in this new life, good decision. He also learns Ming is in the entertainment industry now and crosses path with him in this new body. Even though he said he doesn't want anything to do with Ming anymore, to treat this body's mom, he agrees to be Ming's paid lover. He actually does have other options, but still chose to follow Ming, thus proving even after all this, he still has some feelings for Ming. After Ming comes to know that this is the same Joe, he begins to pursue Joe. Joe seemed to be done with Ming for a short while, but still goes back to him in the end. Some says, oh, he didn't give in so easily. No, he did. We can only sigh and say love is blind. He was also brave enough to stand up against Ming's rich and powerful dad. Overall, he is quite foolish but lovable character. Now our boy Ming. In short, he is an immature red flag. And no, he wasn't the reason why Joe died. He was one of the driving forces. Everyone focuses on the first stand-in part, but I think that is the least problematic thing he has ever done. Because he never promised Joe anything or gave him any hope. Joe was the only one doing stuff for him to make him happy. It was one-sided from the start. Now, I saw many people defending some of his questionable actions, saying stuff like he's young and all. It's okay to like a problematic fictional character. You don't have to defend him so hard, and while I admit many 20-something are as immature as Ming, but this doesn't excuse many of his actions. The problem started after Joe asked him to move out. He confined Joe. That was a crime. I saw many people romanticizing, saying he didn't do it just to help Tong, he was jealous. That makes it even worse. Here he himself is hung over another guy, but he imprisons someone because he is jealous? Learn from his stupidities, friends, do not romanticize. Back to the current timeline, he claims he loves Joe and believes he is alive. Okay, fine, you don't realize something is precious until it's gone, classic trope. But still taking a stand-in? So what if he feels familiar? Brother, where did your love go? Ming gets some development after they discovers Joe's real body. But I don't think that was enough. It felt like he was forgiven too easily. Because all the sufferings he supposedly went through wasn't shown that much. It was just mentioned or shown very shortly. Standing up for his love is the bravest thing he has ever done. Many people has no idea how badly it can go in an Asian household. But that's about it. He is still a whiny little brat that no one would love except Joe. Many claim he is a red flag turned green. Nah, he is maybe yellow now. Joe and his relationship mess still needs a lot of work. Before we talk about the other characters, we need to talk about the other Joe. I feel sad for him. I know we are here to see Ming and Joe's story, but it'd have been great if we saw some of this Joe's story too. Those who knows he is not him anymore, doesn't care much. His mom also doesn't get to know that he is gone. This is the thing with most soul transmigration stories. If the story was about this Joe, then our Joe would be the villain here. Rest in peace, Joe. Now it's time for side characters. Soul. Sorry bro, but the one you like is a love-stuck fool. You never stood, or should I say Mr. Chance. Are you the better and safer option? Yes. But the holy rule for dog blood and many dramas in general is, the better option is never chosen. I like you, but there's nothing we could do for you. Hope you find your happiness with him. Tong. I knew people are going to be mad, because I was, and still am. He really didn't get his due. This left an unresolvable dissatisfaction in my heart. By the way, don't send any hate to the actor though, they are only doing their job. As for other characters, I really loved what Mike was an okay big brother. I don't blame mom too much for taking the side of her son-in-law versus a possible gold digger. Yes, we all felt angry on behalf of Joe, but if she was nice it'd be unnatural. I'm glad she came around. New Joe's mom and May are okay. Dad is a typical rich and powerful Asian dad that I despise. Him emotionally manipulating Joe was disgusting. After or alongside Tong, he is the most irredeemable character in the whole drama. Now about acting. Ming, our red to yellow flag guy, had the best performance in the drama. Up really improved. His mocking sneer was on point. Never in my life I imagined him playing a 188 character. He doesn't really match the description from the novel, because as the name implies, 188 male leads are 188 centimeters tall. But I'm quite satisfied with him. Though I laughed in Ming's crying scenes like a maniac, not because Up was bad. His performance was good, I just find Ming pathetic and laughable. Plum on the other hand, was okay most of the times, but stiff in some scenes. Mek was the same as before, good job for making Tong so easy to hate. For other casts, most of them were okay too. So friends, what we learn from this is, never do anything like Ming did, you'll regret, and there's no medicine for regret in the real world. Never be like Joe, pulling your heart out for someone without caution. Do not be like that dad or Tong, you all know why. Do not forgive a scumbag so easily like May did. I actually liked the drama more than the novel. I think most of novel readers did. It's one of the best BL of this year. Now let's say goodbye to Ming and Joe. Lastly, I highly recommend watching historical BL Meet You at the Blossom. It's currently ongoing. It's also by the same author as this one. The budget is definitely lower over there, but the first 2 episodes were enjoyable. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. See you soon.